Hello, everybody. So today I'm just going to do this presentation I created on mystery bounties. Been playing a lot of them online. I think they're very fun. Are much different than the regular tournaments you're probably used to. So get right to it. All this information pretty much just found on Google, researching. Watched a few other videos on mystery bounties on YouTube, as well as my own experience playing. So based on the AI overview, excuse me, players eliminate opponents to win mystery bounty prizes of varying amounts revealed only after the elimination, adding an element of surprise and suspense to the game. Tournament prize pool split between standard prize pool going to the top, usually 20% of the field, and bounties. Bounties typically come into play when you get into money or after a designated level of play. I do know from my experience of WSOP.com, they come into play after level 19, which means that the bounties can come into play long before you actually make it to the money. I played the big $100 buy-in WSOP.com ring of happened last Sunday, and they had about 1,800 players in the prize pool. They paid out, I believe, the top 200, and the mystery bounty came into play around top 275. So it added a real crazy element to that tournament. All right, this is a screenshot I took on WSOP. This player, Spelunker, he won 3,655. I just want to point out that first place was a tad bit under 1,900, 1,899. So this guy had to have won a bunch of bounties. First, the heaviest bounty was $750. There was only one of those. You had two bounties at 375. Eight bounties were 187, and then the rest remaining 33 bounties approximately were $22.72. So again, this guy, not only did he win the tournament, he also lucked out with some good bounties. All right, why play mystery bounties? More exciting than typical poker tournaments, more interest from casual or recreational gamblers. I think if anyone who's really trying to make a lot of money playing poker, they may look at these and their first experience may not be the best. They would probably prefer their typical tournament, but you have to go where the money is. You have to go where the recreational players are playing. All right, opportunity for good payout even if you don't win or final table a tournament, and faster action. All right, I'm just gonna go into some mystery bounty strategy. Before bounties are in play, treat as you would a standard tournament. For me, that means tight aggressive, picking up small pots. When getting close to the bounty portion of the tournament, it's important to up your aggression and make some moves to assure you have a big stack. Very important to have a larger stack than most of the players at your table. Very self explanatory. You're going to make a lot of your money playing these tournaments with the bounties. So you have to adjust accordingly. It's not like a typical tournament where you want to survive and knock some people out and move up in the prize pool. All right, understand you will get called extremely light by opponents that cover you if you go all in during the bounty portion. Due to this, be sure to have a strong hand that can withstand being called. That also makes it more important to attack shorter stacks. All right, so in a typical tournament, I might get around that 15 to 25 big blind range, and I may even look to start to make some 3-bet bluffs, things like that. Maybe go all in with some suited connectors against a big stack that's been very aggressive at the table, and I don't think that he can call me in that situation. It's probably raising light. I would not do that in a mystery bounty tournament. I would tighten my range up much more simply because these guys are going to be going after bounties during this bounty period. So you got to adjust accordingly. Bounties, most important at the start of the bounty period. As you get closer to the final table and larger payouts importance of winning bounties decrease and your chips become more valuable. So then you would go back to like your standard tournament strategy when you get deeper in these bounty tournaments, unless maybe that one huge bounty is still in play. And there is a calculation on how to calculate the remaining bounties that I will get to in a later slide. All right, important to know which bounties have been paid out. Don't gamble a big portion of your stack if all of the larger bounties have been paid out. At this time, go back to basic multi-tournament strategy. All right, how to calculate remaining bounties. Total value of all remaining bounties divided by number of players remaining. For an example, there's $1,000 remaining in the bounty pool and 20 players remaining. So you calculate 1,000 divided by 20 equals $50 average per remaining player. It's important to base your calculations off the average remaining player And that situation that I mentioned, if like that one big bounty is in play, but all of the other middle bounties have been taken up, it might not be, you might not be getting as much money as you think to, it might not be worth their time to gamble to try to win that one big bounty if say there's 20 people remaining. So you want to make sure you do this calculation and then adjust accordingly. All right. Things to consider during the bounty period. And first off, I apologize for any redundancies if I went over some of this previously. But it's important to always know how many players are remaining and the average bounty value when considering your expected value, EV. Don't overextend your play gambling for a big bounty. Use your average stack calculation to determine if you should play for a bounty, as well as considering the portion of your stack committing and the stage of the tournament. So I would say for certain, if you're at the final table, payouts like $2,000 and like the remaining bounties, maybe there's only like $100 per bounty on average. Just adjust accordingly. At this point, the getting number one in that tournament is going to be much bigger payout and going to be of bigger importance. All right, if bounties remaining are small or you're closer larger payouts, it may be best to play a typical ICM independent chip mile tournament strategy. All right. All right, so here's a quick screenshot. Again, I mentioned that I did play that $100 World Series of Poker circuit event on WSOP.com. It was a huge tournament, 1,840 people. Had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, busted out ace king suited versus pocket aces. But it was a good tournament, and I did get a very good idea of how crazy these mystery bounties can get. So, again, adjust accordingly, know what you're getting into, and I think that they're fun. And as always, have fun and gamble responsibly. I hope this video was insightful for you. If I left anything out or there's anything that you have anything that you want to add, please feel free to jump in the comments. If you have any suggestions on how I can make my videos better, or if you have any suggestions on videos I can do, I'm just getting fresh into YouTube. I'm getting back into playing poker after taking a little bit of time off, so I'd be happy to hear from some people. All right, that's it, and have a great day.